What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Well, I thought it was time to go ahead and do a late night live stream. Seems to be a busy night for live streams. Seen a couple other streamers. I think I have a pretty good lineup for you guys. Tonight's show is going to be mainly about the new info that Doug Carter mentions. New info in regards to the new sketch. And of course, we're looking back at the 2019 presser. We know at the 2019 presser, the Ron Logan and Keegan Klein info was not new at that time. So we're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to play 3 random videos. I'm going to call them conversation starters. We'll check those out. Then I pulled some information about some catfishing incel terrorists, like a guy named Johnny Young and a guy named Catfish Man. They kind of remind me of Keegan Klein. Then we'll take a look at some Anthony Schatz information and discuss that profile along with Keegan Klein. And then we'll go ahead and we'll end the night with the 2019 presser, talking about what it was Doug Carter was referring to when he said new information. What could that be? And I got a couple things that I did find online that was discovered shortly before the new direction presser, but I'm hoping you guys have a couple ideas and might be able to help me out. So looks like we got another full house. So everybody that's in the chat, I appreciate it. Members, what's up? I'll be seeing you guys soon. Let's go ahead and get right into the random videos. These are just some things that I came across. They kind of gave me the Delphi vibes. Felt like it might be providing some insight into the mind of the killer. So we'll take a look and see what you guys think. Let me know if I'm on or if I'm way off.
Says that she only started crying when she made that 911 call. Otherwise, she kept it together when she realized there was a stranger in her house. She says adrenaline took over. 14-year-old Avery Cormier is credited with scaring off a man who broke into her Middleborough home shortly before 7:30 this morning. She and her younger sister were home sleeping. It's the first day of school vacation when Avery was awakened, realizing there was a stranger in the house.
I grabbed 2 steak knives and I went and yelled at him to get out of the house because it's not his house. He just kind of like ran out of the room and then he like stood there. He kind of backed up and then I was there. I was like, get out of my house, get out of my house.
And he got out of the house, and Avery managed to take this video of the suspect's truck as he was backing away. Middleborough police say the video cracked the case, and they tracked down the guy shortly after. 58-year-old Joseph Ridge was arraigned this afternoon. He's being held on $200,000 bail. He has a long criminal record, according to police. As for Avery, she's doing well. She got some much-deserved retail therapy this afternoon. Coming up at 5 and 6, hear more of that 911 call. Live in Wareham, Sarah Conji, WCVB News Center 5.
Wow. Do you see how creepy it was, how he backed out of that driveway? It just reminds me of all the stuff we've heard about people pulling up in pickup trucks and harassing girls. And no, it's all so strange. And they basically said, yeah, with her video, they caught the guy. I mean, how hard was that? Yeah, she was ready for war. She had 2 knives. Fight or flight. All right, let's keep it moving here. This one's also interesting. I labeled it female stabs classmate, a male classmate, sorry, in a treehouse. And she kind of looks like a guy. So when we look at the bridge guy, you know, I want you to think about that.
Facing murder charges, accused of killing 20-year-old Brandon Chickless inside a treehouse. Chickless was found dead along Route 119 in Rindge, New Hampshire earlier this month.
Prosecutors now say he was killed by a high school classmate. WBZ's Bill Shields has our story tonight from Gardner.
Julia Enright.
21-year-old Julia Enright. Police say she killed this man, 20-year-old Brandon Chickless of Westminster. The young man went missing on June 23rd. Then in July, Chickless' car was found
That's
in
what I'm
Rindge,
saying.
New Hampshire. His body a few
She
miles
was targeted.
away.
The New Hampshire medical examiner observed numerous wounds and ruled that the death was a homicide.
Police then located Chickless' cell phone at Julia Enright's home in Ashburnham. Then they examined a treehouse out back.
And it was determined that the victim's blood was present on the stairs leading to the treehouse, on the inside of the treehouse, under the treehouse, and in the defendant's vehicle.
Chickless and Enright were known to each other, and she admitted to drinking with him on the day he went missing.
It's a step in direction towards closure, but it's still going to be a tough one for everybody.
And again, there are still a lot of questions about this, a motive and how Chickless was killed. We don't know if he was stabbed or beaten to death. But Brandon Chickless would have been 21 today. In Gardner, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News.
Yeah, she kind of looks like the young BG sketch. That's what I thought. So I tried to find a little bit. I tried to follow up on this and find a little more information. I really couldn't find the motive. The Treehouse of Horrors. Yeah, for real. Like, what were they doing up there? I'm gonna keep looking into that one. It's interesting. I have a legitimate question about Delphi. Saw a video tonight never saw before. In one portion, it hit me. Without too many details, I did a deep dive, and now I need a tip. Yeah, super Looney Tunes. Check this one out. Now, this story is pretty crazy.
County are investigating after they say 3 teenagers shared explicit photos and videos of a teacher to students.
News 8's David Horak explains how this case of catfishing got the attention of the sheriff's office.
It all started when a sexually graphic video of a teacher was reported to Goble Schools administrators who alerted the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office. But it turns out there are pictures and more videos, and how it got around and why is raising more eyebrows.
A teacher had what he thought passed on a video or picture to another adult.
Detectives say the teacher sent sexually graphic pictures and videos over a dating site to who he thought was a 35-year-old woman. But according to investigators, the profile was a fake used by 3 Van Buren County teenagers. 2 of them were enrolled in a private driver's ed course run by the teacher.
There was some reference that the 2 students were trying to blackmail their driver's ed teacher.
No.
They didn't carry through on any of those acts, so they didn't technically blackmail him.
However, Captain Jim Sharon said the 3 teens did share the explicit pictures and videos to students the teacher taught at Gobles, all for reasons detectives still don't know why.
When you're talking about doing something and you're pretending to be somebody that you're not, and then all of a sudden private information is shared, and then you treat that private information as a joke, that's when, you know, people want other people held accountable for certain things, and rightfully so.
Sharon says the teacher did not know the teenagers were behind the profile until deputies contacted him. After speaking with prosecutors, investigators say no charges will be filed against the teacher.
He's doing something that, you know, he thought was between consenting adults, and all of a sudden, you know, now this guy is basically all over the news for something that he thought he was doing in private with another consenting adult.
As for the teenagers, investigators say they and their families are cooperating, but the Van Buren County Prosecutor's Office told us they are waiting on the police report to be finished before deciding if they will file criminal charges, juvenile or otherwise.
There were some other allegations that were made that the students were involved in, so we have to look into that and see what those allegations are that could get minors in trouble.
The Goebel School Superintendent's Office respectfully declined our request for comment since the investigation is still active and ongoing. We're in Goebels. David Horak, News 8.
So that's a little different. The teenagers were catfishing the teacher. Man, no, you're never safe. So they catfished the teacher, acting as if it's some girl, got him to show all these revealing images, and went and showed him around the school. It's like a Stephen King novel. sleuthintuition@gmail.com. It's like the easiest one to remember. Okay, now the next thing I want to get into is a guy named Johnny Young. Now, Johnny Young is a pepper spraying incel who basically harasses women. He puts on a hidden camera, and they think he might have somebody else that's kind of runs around with him, and they run up to women, harass them, and like borderline sexually harass them. And then when the girls get irritated and start to fight back, and like in most cases like start swinging on the guy, he pulls out pepper spray and maces the girls. Yeah. His name is Johnny Young. I think he has an online presence, a social media presence. I haven't had a chance to kind of look into him, but apparently he's like still on the run, and he's making videos and stuff like this often. Check this out.
Time nightclub at the Triangle Retail Center. You may have seen the video circulating online. It appeared as though he was either recording himself or someone was recording him as he allegedly harassed women and in one case pepper sprayed people.
We know what he looks like, so we keep a lookout, so just we have the security numbers on hand.
Police are searching for 25-year-old Johnny Young. Young is accused of verbally harassing women near bars and gyms in Costa Mesa. The encounters were recorded and posted online publicly.
His routine or approach to women, he comes up to them and it immediately starts asking them vulgar and obscene, explicit questions about their body parts.
Costa Mesa police say in 2 incidents reported in November and April, Young is accused of pepper spraying victims as they try to...
Look at that van. I mean, that's a straight up like rape van. Come on, ladies. If you saw that coming down the street, you know, you're going to get out of there. Shoot, some of you guys are going to get out of there.
Spraying victims as they try to get him to leave them alone.
Mr. Young has a number of social media sites where he identifies as a incel. Incel is a group of people that identify as involuntary celibate.
Police say incels may have extreme resentment and hostility because they believe they're unattractive or socially awkward. I take it you've seen the video. What do you think about what he's doing to women?
Yeah.
Ugh. Not good at all. Like, how dare he sit there and sexually harass these women, and then as soon as they stand up for themselves, he goes and pepper sprays them.
Police say Young could face several charges.
The DA has charged him.
Yeah,
with
that van has rape van written all over it.
Or the use of the pepper spray on our 3 victims.
People who work nearby say they're on the lookout.
I just hope somebody comes up and just gets a hold of him and takes him off to jail so we won't be doing this to women anymore. It's not good, guys. Not a good way to get a girl.
He was last seen in a Chevy cargo van with a green stripe with no license plates. He's described as 6 foot, 180 to 190 pounds with long blonde hair. And police say he may have someone with him recording as well.
So, Kimberly, do police believe he's still in Orange County?
Possibly. Well, police believe that he's a transient, so they say he's lived in Las Vegas, but he also has connections in Los Angeles, Orange, and San Diego counties. So they say he may be staying with friends or people that he's met online. Now, police say he's also been arrested before in a case that's made headlines, and we'll have more on that coming up at 6 o'clock. Sending it back to you.
To unsuspecting women and terrorizes them with shouts of insults and much worse. When they ask him to go away, he does the unthinkable, pepper spraying them right in the face. The brazen suspect is identified as Johnny Young. He's 25, and police say he is a self-described woman-hating incel. The most recent attacks happened here in the upscale community of Costa Mesa, California. Police say he approaches women, alone or in groups, and verbally assaults them to get attention. All of it on camera. Incredibly, when they defend themselves and fight back, he then claims to be the victim. These two women experienced the attacks firsthand. Emily, who only wants us to use her first name, was assaulted in this video posted by Young.
When this guy walked up to you, I mean, he got more and more vulgar.
Yes.
And his voice was very scary. I want to.
When she was pepper sprayed, she punched him in the face and bloodied his nose. In another attack, Jessica Estrada raced after Young when he started harassing her girlfriends.
Could you tell he was videotaping you?
No, we didn't know at all.
After she was pepper sprayed, she bravely fought back.
I threw my phone at him and I hit him.
Police say that Johnny Young lives out of this white van with a green stripe and has posted similar attacks on women in Las Vegas.
It could have happened to anybody.
Okay, so I went online and I actually found the unedited version of what he says to the women. So I want to put a warning out there. Viewer discretion is advised. It's extremely vulgar. But I want to mention something. This guy approached these Latin women. That was his first mistake. Watch what they do to this guy. Wait, is this the one? Hold on. This might not be the one. Let's find out.
Can I hang out with you? My guy just stole my car, so Where'd he go? Newport Coast? Huh? Can I hook up with you?
Yeah, this is it.
What kind of vagina do you have? Is it an innie or an outie? Does it have beef curtains?
I'm gonna call the cops if you don't.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're annoying, dude.
Why are you following me?
Because I want to fuck.
See, this is why you carry a gun.
My fat ass cock is ready to get hard for you.
The cops are coming right
Why would you call the cops on me, bro? I'm just speaking.
That doesn't matter.
Fuck you, you little bitch, you little void. Oh, you little. Whoa, what's wrong with you? Chill out, chill out, chill out. Hey, chill out. Chill out. Chill out. You just kicked me in the balls. You back up. You back up. You back up. Throw that at me, you're gonna.
Bam! Out of nowhere. She got him. I think she got him right in the nose. Yeah, don't mess with Latin women. You're asking for it. So that guy's name is Johnny Young. Like, how creepy. So he's basically starting out with pepper spray, and then he's going to be throwing you in the van and then probably killing you eventually. Yeah, he's like getting ready to be a serial killer. He is. Maybe he's our killer. Who knows? He's from Vegas. He has a history in Vegas. Bodies in Lake Mead? Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, that weird growling. Like, what the hell? Like, imagine, okay, you're a lightweight woman. You're in a dark alley. It's like 2 a.m. And then out of nowhere, that guy's behind you. Like, what would you do, honestly? Like, what do you do in that situation? Do you mace him before he maces you? Like, do you wait around? Or do you go on the offensive? You almost have to go on the offensive. Yeah. Well, I was listening to something John Douglas said. He's like young people really are like a high risk target until they put themselves in a low risk area. And he said that in regards to Delphi, like basically saying, as far as percentages go, like the girls weren't high risk, 14 years old. They're not high risk, but as soon as they went to the end of that bridge, they became high risk, which is most likely why, the bridge guy probably used that location. Yeah, that guy wasn't looking for any kind of conversation. He was looking to terrorize. Yep, pepper spray. I recommend it if you're not going to carry a gun. Yeah, he does. He's like streaming. Remember how they're talking about that yellow app? Yubo? People have been kind of throwing the idea around that one of these weirdos was streaming it. And it made me think of these creeps. Yeah, them girls they got him good. Kicked him in the nuts and like busted his nose up pretty good. I was like, damn, I have to show that. Justin, I don't know if I'm going to do call-ins. I'm going to wait till the very end, depending on time. But once I open up the Delphi discussion, I'm going to open up the lines. Friend number 1, yeah, he's sus. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, that guy just has the telltale signs of like he's a serial killer who's just barely evolving. Like he's got the van. The shit he's doing is just so vulgar and offensive. He's obviously has no care in the world. Or he's high out of his mind. Yeah, don't ever underestimate the little ones. That one girl was really little and she was pulling up her dress. Did you see that? She was pulling up her dress and she like, bam, smashed him right in the nose. I was like, damn. All right, let's go ahead and get into Incel Terrorism. Because I kind of think that our profile of this bridge guy killer, I think he may fall into that category. And I think Keegan kind of falls into that category. What do you guys think?
Released a study this week on the growing terrorism threat of the so-called Incel movement. Incel is short for involuntarily celibate. Adherents call themselves anti-feminist. The report says followers of the Incel movement blame acts of violence on an inability to form relationships with women. For more on this, I want to bring in CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Skanga. So, Nicole, reading your reporting on this, these details are chilling. First of all, what are the origins of this movement and how has it evolved?
Yeah, Lane, in the late 1990s, a Canadian woman actually created this internet peer support forum. It was kind of the safe place for people who wanted a relationship to seek support from others who were experiencing similar social awkwardness, mental illness, or overall disenfranchisement. But as the Incel movement expanded, its membership really evolved into something a lot darker. And by 2000, young heterosexual men exhibiting more aggressive views
There was a story of this woman in a nursing home, and she was I don't know if the word is catatonic, but she was unresponsive. She wasn't on life support or anything, but out of nowhere she just gave birth to a child. And they found out later on it was one of the night nurses who did it. So that's what that reminds me of. Can you
towards
imagine that?
women overtook this conversation.
And the family's like raising the kid now. So strange.
Today, there's a manosphere of groups like men's rights activists and men going their own way. One example, Elaine, this week, a disturbing TikTok trend has boys and men joking about killing their romantic dates. We found dozens of eerie videos set to pop music, some on accounts with tens of thousands of dedicated views. I should note that CBS News has reached out to TikTok for more information.
Maybe that guy will run across Ronda Rousey. I think that actually happened. I read a story one time about, I think this guy was like creeping up on some girl on the beach and she was taking maybe semi-nude photos, and he was like acting like a pedo and doing like voyeurism type stuff, but she just happened to be an MMA fighter and I guess like beat his ass really bad. Stories like that you gotta love.
Really disturbing to hear those details, as I said. Nicole, since 2014, attacks inspired by the Incel movement have left dozens dead in the U.S. and Canada. What did the report reveal about the common thread among followers of this ideology?
Yeah, Lane, the 26-page report by Secret Service took a deep dive into red flags predating a massacre at a hot yoga studio in Tallahassee, Florida that left 2 people dead.
Midnight Shady says, you can't miss that van. All right, I want everybody right now, remember, green stripe. Watch out for the green stripe, and the front grille was missing too. So watch out for that.
Were injured back in 2018. Before taking his own life, the attacker was fired from multiple teaching jobs, barred from apartment buildings, and he once authored an 81-page revenge fantasy about a boy-turned-serial killer. He was arrested 3 times for incidents of groping women in public, and his roommates called him Ted Bundy. His parents reported removing him from his niece's birthday party after he touched young girls. On the day of the shooting itself, he wrote in a final note that read in part, "If I can't find one decent female to live with, I will find many indecent females to die with." Authorities found that he had called the yoga studio beforehand. So while Secret Service says there's no one profile for these kinds of extremists, it's urging investigators to consider patterns of behavior and potential targets, since suspects often test the waters before staging an attack.
So, Nicole, if that's the case,
see, it's kind of like that other guy that was macing those girls. He's like, kind of, I guess, testing the waters. Because I mean, imagine if he was doing like his first kill or whatever, and then he got his ass beat. Like he'd be busted for like attempted murder, and you know it'd be over for him. So it's almost like he's doing all this practice where he's not in too much trouble. But
what can communities do to help detect and thwart some of these tragedies?
Yeah, 4 words: behavioral threat assessment programs. This is see something, say something, kicked up a notch. These programs can be developed in workplaces, college campuses, local communities. Most programs rely on the public, and they are designed to detect and report early signs of a potentially dangerous person or situation. Elaine, they're not punitive, meaning they're intended to support those in distress before things escalate. Bottom line, if a person receives help sooner rather than later, they may be less likely to cause harm to themselves or others.
It is an eye-opening report. Nicole Skangen. Nicole, thanks for sharing your reporting with
Ronda
us.
Rousey.
Thank you.
Yeah, imagine that one creep running up on Ronda Rousey in a parking garage. Excuse me. She's like, what? She stops. She wouldn't keep walking, you know. She'd stop and turn around and be like, what? Just jack his ass up. Oh, that would be amazing. Okay, now this one kind of segues into some other incel terroristic type stuff, and then it mentions somebody named Catfish Man. And we're going to kind of, I found a couple more videos that focus in on him specifically. Some it's just audio, but I found some images that we'll post up here. And maybe you guys know about this guy, maybe you don't, but it's pretty much new information to me. Reminds me of kind of the guy we're looking for. So kind of gives you that, it's got that, gives you the chills, you know what I mean? A little bit.
It's the day of retribution. The day in which I will have my revenge.
Soon after posting this video to YouTube, Elliot Rodger would go on a shooting spree in the California city of Santa Barbara, killing 6 and injuring many others.
Shots fired, shots fired.
The attack, a form of revenge by an angry young man, one who was hell-bent on blaming women for his own personal loneliness.
The girls are not sexually attracted to me. There's a major problem with that. A major problem. That's a problem that I intend to rectify.
More and more male hatred against women is rising up through the hidden crevices of online forums and entering real life. Allegedly, the inspiration behind the mass attacks in Santa Barbara, Toronto, and Tallahassee, Florida. And experts say one of the chief incubators of this violent misogyny is a subculture of men and some women who
Yeah, beach fairy like a dry run. You know what I mean? Kind of like casing it out a little bit, you know? Trying to find out a little bit more about the variables. So if he just went out there and was like, okay, I'm gonna get my rape van, I'm gonna get my mace, I'm gonna mace the girls and throw them in my van. Well, maybe I should go practice macing girls and see how that goes. And that didn't go too well. So I think he's still working on that part. Hopefully he doesn't get past that. Well, hopefully he's learned his lesson in general.
call themselves incels or involuntary celibates. They mainly gather in online forums, finding common ground in their shared loneliness, hatred of themselves, and anger toward the opposite sex.
Women are just evil. You know what I'm saying? Women are evil, women are cruel, women are mean.
The group name that you've probably never heard of before, incels or
NPC.
involuntary celibate.
Now a new BBC documentary,
That's pretty funny.
Inside the Secret World of Incels, presents a never-before-seen look at this community online and off.
I think it's fair to say a lot of people have not heard of the term incels and have not heard about the incel community. I think it's certainly something that more people should know about because there is a risk of violence from this community.
When the incel movement first began online in the late 90s, it was seen by many as a comforting resource, a place to belong for those who had no sense of belonging.
Whenever I see couples walking about, I'm happy for them, but at the same time, I'm also just like, oh man,
Yeah, I can't get that out of my head. Rhonda would smash that fool. Like, I think he went up to some women. I don't know if it was him or the other guy, but one of these catfish terrorist guys, incel terrorist guys, ran up like in the middle of I think it was like a casino or something. It was really crazy. Imagine Ronda Rousey just in the casino and this creep runs up on her. Like, imagine what she would do to him.
So alone, it hurts a little bit.
Forums can definitely be, very supportive. Having an online community to fall back on or to go to is definitely a source of comfort.
It's a space that Jack Peterson sought out as a struggling teenager.
I think what attracts men to the incel communities is just feeling like they have no other place to go. If they're rejected by women, if they're rejected by even men, the incel community is a place for them to congregate and actually find people to talk to for once, rather than just stay in isolation.
It was a world where he could freely post this video.
Her judo is on point.
No matter where I go, nobody values my contributions. Nobody respects me.
Peterson eventually became a moderator for one of the incel forums. He says violent talk and threats were not tolerated.
If someone crossed a line into threatening what seems like real violence, they'll be banned from the website. I know on numerous occasions there would be communication with the FBI to make sure that nothing actually crosses into reality, that it just stays a post on an image board or on a website.
But some say Roger's attack in 2014 marked a shift from a community that lived online to one that for some erupted into violence in reality.
Before Elliot Rodger, there were a number of
overall,
online misogynistic communities
compared to like
operating.
Inez, she was overrated.
But Elliot Rodger really flips the switch.
Beat my ass.
From a community that is angry online, operating within the digital space, to a community that has the potential to carry out real acts of violence.
His blind rage targeting strangers, like promising student Katie Cooper. Her parents left devastated.
He attempted to get into one of the sorority houses with a tremendous amount of ammunition. Instead, out of frustration, he got in his car, drove around the corner, and saw my daughter. My daughter paid the price. So we like to believe that that wrong place, wrong time scenario helped save 50, 60 girls' lives. So, kind of a silver lining. And, when you're in our position, you look for these, wherever you can.
Just last year, 2 alleged copycats. In April in Toronto, a van mowed.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of stuff going on in Toronto and Canada, so they're struggling with this whole incel thing too. It's really strange.
Down pedestrians, killing 10 people.
See, he didn't need a gun. He used a vehicle.
And then in November, a shooting at a Tallahassee yoga studio would leave 2 people dead. Both of the attackers allegedly posted online that they sympathized with Roger. Nightline is choosing not to show you more of Roger's videos or the memes that now circulate praising him, but it's clear he's gained an infamy within these forums. Shortly after the Toronto attack, Peterson decided to leave the community altogether, announcing his departure on YouTube.
I asked the owner of incels.me to permanently ban my account. I left after the Toronto attack because I didn't want to be a part of a community that supports violence, even if it's in a joking way.
But Peterson says that most incels are not violent, and that within the incel community itself, Elliot Rodger isn't taken seriously.
There's a lot of memes about him. People think he's perceived as some sort of a hero figure, but I think he's more just made fun of.
Adam Jessel, the executive producer of Inside the Secret World of Incels, has been studying the incel community for years.
In terms of the number of people that are at risk of actually carrying out violence against women or carrying out some kind of physical harassment of women, that is a very small number. In the case of violence and mass murder, you only really need one person to move from online hatred to real-world violence.
Although not the norm, his film does seem to uncover disturbing instances of simmering anger toward women manifesting in real-world actions.
I'm the catfish man. I catfish females. I'm a legend in the community. I'm a hero.
Okay, now check, everybody focus on this guy. Tell me he doesn't give you like the bridge guy vibes. This is the type of person I think we're looking for.
Manifesting in real world actions.
I'm the catfish man. I catfish females. I'm a legend in the community. I'm a hero.
Catfish Man, whose full face is never shown, humiliates women on camera as a way to seek revenge.
You're so fat. Look at that.
The women, who he says believe they're there to meet a model from online for a date, are instead met with verbal harassment and intimidation.
Got catfish. It's kind of like a victory for the incel community, basically. Well, this is basically like my retribution in a sense. All those girls that treated me like.
Catfish Man's behaviour was, very alarming and very distressing. On the one hand, we wanted to show people that this stuff is going on, this stuff is out there. On the other hand, we were conscious that we were giving airtime to this guy.
The Anti-Defamation League is one organization that's been tracking incel communities and identified them as an emerging domestic terror threat.
It operates in some of the same.
Yeah, so this Catfish Man, he would use a model, and then he would show up and he would be like, "What, you really think you're good enough to get the model? What, I'm not good enough for you?" And he'd get really mad and get angry and like scare him off. I have one video that I found of him actually confronting a girl. Two, I wasn't comfortable using the video because it shows the faces of these girls. So I just pulled the audio, and I'll throw up some images of this guy. But yeah, it's really strange. Very similar, uses a model, confronts these women, has like no shame about it.
Same ways that we see other extremist movements operate.
They say law enforcement and community cooperation is key to monitoring violent content.
Tips have always been helpful for law enforcement when somebody might be sort of straying. The combination of law enforcement, tech industry responsibility, and everyday people knowing that they have a stake in this, hopefully we can keep.
Nolan, I think they have his identity. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I've seen a couple of images. I just haven't had a chance to verify it, so I didn't put it up.
Keep this down.
As for Katie's parents, they hope her senseless death teaches our society to be more vigilant.
Our daughter died because some individual couldn't cope. Just couldn't cope. That's why she's dead. And his parents missed it. Anyone who was trying to help him missed it. His friends missed it. Society missed it.
Yeah, it's possible.
And my daughter paid the price. That's
possible.
the bottom line. If you want to stop this from happening to other parents and to other innocent children, you need to get to the individual. You need to find a way to reach them and help them and realize that suicide isn't the way out. Going out with a bang so you can make the news isn't the way out.
Okay. Now this is going to be the Catfish Man. I think this is the one that has everybody blurred out, so I think I'll be okay playing this one. But this is actually him in action. Let's see. Oh, wait, I think this one, viewer discretion on the language here as well.
The male model, right? It's adrenaline. Boom, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go in there. Let's do it.
I'm so ugly. Well, you think you deserve him? Huh? Got catfish!
I don't think anybody could do it when, if they don't know how to approach a female or have that type of low inhibition.
Because he's good looking and you want to get down with him, so, ooh, wanna do it. Do it.
I wonder if that's a little bit of what that phone call or what that audio sounds like on Libby's phone. I think it might sound a lot like that. Some type of strange interaction. If it's Keegan Klein, if he's pulling this whole catfish stuff. So the next one's going to actually be just some audio. So let me share my screen real quick. All right, let's see how that is.
Hi, how's it going? Good. What are you doing here? What? What are you're meeting with the bride, right? Yeah. You are? Why? Why is that? Why is that? He's a male model. You know he's a male model, right? You know he's a male model, right? Yeah, he's a male model. Why? Can I ask you a question? Why you want to meet up with him?
I'm leaving.
Why?
It's really weird.
Why? I don't understand. He's a male model. Are you that shallow or what?
I didn't know that.
He's a good-looking man. Come on, you don't give me a chance? I don't understand you.
That's just really weird.
How is it weird? I don't get any Tinder matches. That's bullshit. You tell me why I'm ugly. I'm an ugly guy. I wouldn't get any Tinder matches. That's bullshit. You would not, if I would approach you, you would not give me a chance.
That's not true.
That's bullshit. I know it because I've been rejected 20 times before in my life. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You know how many girls meet up with that guy?
That doesn't mean
Yes,
anything.
it does mean something. He's a male model. Come on, you matched with him. You wanted to meet up with him. Even after you texted him, you're like, even after you texted him, you still wanted to meet up with him. Come on, man. Are you that shallow?
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're shallow. You like it?
To meet
You
wanted to meet
No.
to be honest?
Honest about what? You know how many girls say the same thing? It's about looks nowadays. That's bullshit.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is about looks.
No, it's
Don't lie to me. It's about looks.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it's about looks. Yes, it is. That's why it's on there, and that's why a female on there said she was attracted to the guy on there, and it's about looks on there. That's what she said.
No.
Yes, it is. That's what she said. Don't lie to me, please.
No.
Yes, don't lie to me.
No.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
Yes, it is
So
about
much
looks
anger.
nowadays. Trust me. I got a 10 out of 10 personality, and I still got rejected.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it does mean something. Don't lie to
No,
me.
it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it is. It looks money status. Trust me. I know.
You're fucking crazy.
How am I crazy? I'm just talking to you.
Because you can't be confident with yourself.
Oh, trust me. I've been confident for a long ass time. Trust me. I've been dating.
Because-
Don't assume nothing because I dated for a long ass time, and I know I did. I had 3 ex-girlfriends. Trust me. You don't know anything about me. Trust me. I worked on myself. There's no such thing as working on yourself because that's bullshit. That's why you wanted to meet up with a male model.
No, because I didn't know.
He's a model. Come on. The guy's fucking good looking. His name is Chico, Francisco Lachowski.
Doesn't mean
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
No,
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Don't lie, please.
Just because someone's hot doesn't mean
No.
that I want
Yes,
to
it is.
go out with them.
It's the same thing.
No, if they're an asshole, like
It doesn't
you're
matter.
being,
He gave the model some weird name, Chico Francisco or something.
Hey, I'm not being an asshole.
Yeah, you are.
Or maybe I should be more of an asshole and shit. Because that's bullshit.
because you had me drive all the way here.
Hey, it's your fault. You're the one that
No,
did it.
it's not.
Yes, it is. It's your fault.
Because you can't be honest.
But I don't care. Females are not honest nowadays. Every female's not honest.
How am I not honest?
You still.
You don't even know me.
Every female's the same and shit. Every female's the same.
Right? Run.
Yeah, they're all
What are
the
you
same.
doing? Why are you
Yes,
still there?
I had a
No,
female.
you have
No.
this idea in
No.
your head that we're
No, they're all the same. Every
girls may be like
no,
that,
that's why it's Tinder. That's why it's Tinder. That's why you
No,
match.
it's not.
Yes, because I had Tinder. I never got any matches. And I did my pictures too, so don't lie to me.
Catfishing Incel.
Say anything because you have a fake profile.
He used a model.
I told you I already done it.
On
I did
Tinder,
a lot of online dating.
showed
I did
up
a lot of online dating myself.
and yelled at the girl that he
they still wouldn't give me a
catfished.
chance.
And so you gave up and
Me gave up.
started to
About what?
take out
About what?
like it on other girls.
Well, hey, listen, girls do that all the time. It's called
No,
looks money. Yes, it's called looks money status. Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Look
why
at
is
the
she
Tinder profile
entertaining
with
this
the child
guy?
molester. Those girls were wanting to swipe with him because he was a good-looking man. And they didn't care about his fucking profile. Look it up. The child molester Tinder profile.
That doesn't.
Yes, it is.
Someone wouldn't.
That's the same thing. Look it up.
In their bio that
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look it up. Look it up.
I wouldn't have swiped on that person if they said, "Oh, I'm a child."
Oh, it's not. He didn't say it on the money message, but it said on the bottom. They didn't even care either. It's about looks nowadays. It is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Not for me.
Yeah. Well, obviously you swiped him on him. He's a good looking male model. That's what it is.
So
really cute, by the way. You look really cute, by the way.
Thanks.
How you doing? Good. Do you have a boyfriend?
Maybe someone.
Oh, you do? Oh, you got a number?
I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, you're waiting for Daniel, right?
Yeah.
I'm his replacement.
Why?
Because we talked on Tinder.
Wait, you're Daniel?
Yeah. The white guy, right?
Yeah.
yeah, so basically he catfishes these girls. Well, what I think is he tries to connect with them, and when they deny him, he tries to connect with them with the model profile, and they like that profile, and then he actually meets up with them and then tells them, yeah, basically that they're a piece of shit for liking a model, for being attracted to a model and not him.
Yeah. What's wrong? Why don't you want to give me your number? Huh? I'm not good enough for you or what?
No, I didn't. I
Huh?
just didn't think you were Daniel.
I am Daniel.
Oh.
I catfish you.
How come you wanted to catfish me?
No. Why not?
Because I want to know who you actually are.
Oh, I don't know. Does it matter who I am?
I mean, it would be nice to see.
Why you just swipe right on guys like that or what?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
You wanted to meet him really bad?
If you were even like, okay.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you would have swiped right on me.
Why?
I don't think so. Because I'm not like him.
I don't swipe for just looks.
Yeah, that's right. That's lying because I do that all the time with girls on there. Huh? Why do you think? To prove a point.
He used a different model. It wasn't the Anthony Shots model, but it looked exactly like basically the same type of dude.
Yeah, it's all about looks.
No.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. That's why you didn't want to give me your number. That's why you looked at me all weird when I asked for your number.
Because I was just waiting for the person I thought I saw in the picture,
Oh.
so I low-key thought when
I think that's it.
Hi, how's it going?
Hold on.
What are you doing here?
What?
What are you're meeting with the bride, right?
Yeah.
You are? Why? Why is that? Why is that?
All right. So that was the Catfish Man. Same MO. It was like a Keegan Klein. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that guy, maybe kind of help wrap your mind around, who we're looking for and who this guy is that killed the girls out there. So Catfish Man brings me right here to Keegan Klein.
That's for real. Well, the Indiana man who admits to creating that Anthony Shots social media profile is actually Keegan Anthony Klein. He's 27 years old. He's been held for over a year now in the Miami County Jail on child pornography charges. On February 25th, 2017, Indiana State Police, the FBI, and Peru Police served a search warrant at a house in Peru where Klein was living with his father. That's 11 days after the bodies of Abby Williams and Libby German were found about 37 miles away in Delphi. Investigators confiscated a half-dozen phones and electronic devices. Klein admitted in court documents to using the Anthony Shots profile to communicate with underage girls and ask for sexual images. Court records say they found hundreds of sexually explicit photos and videos on the devices, many from locations across Indiana, including Indianapolis, Kokomo, and Bunker Hill. But court documents also say that Klein factory reset one phone 2 days before police arrived and deleted the internet history and social media apps from another phone before turning it over to police 2 days after he was interviewed. Klein was not charged until August 19, 2020. He faces 30 felony counts from 2016 and 17 for possession of child pornography, child exploitation, obstruction of justice, and synthetic identity deception. Keegan Klein is represented by a public defender who told me this afternoon that his client had nothing to do with the deaths of the girls in Delphi. Klein's next court date on the child porn charges is a week from Thursday in Peru.
So much to sort.
Okay, so one of the things I found interesting about this is before we get into the 2019 presser, they already knew about Keegan Klein. You know, they knew about him right after the ski mask incident. They already served search warrants on him. You know, he moved away, came back and served some more search warrants on him. So they knew about him during the 2019 presser. So there's a very specific statement that Doug Carter makes when he's referencing the new image, the younger sketch. He says, new info, that it came from new information. So what information is new, or, you know, in 2019? I did find one piece of information, but it's very thin. I'll see what you guys think. But for now, we'll kind of stop and go as the presser. But we're going to stop and focus right there on that portion, and we're going to end it there. And we'll see how much time we have.
We will. We're seeking the public's help to identify the driver of a vehicle that was parked at the old CPS DCS welfare building in the city of Delphi that was abandoned on the east side of County Road 300 North next to the Hoosier Heartland Highway between the hours of noon to 5 on February 14th, 2017. If you were parked there or know who was parked there, please contact the officers at the command post at the Delphi City building. We are releasing additional portions of the audio recording from that day. Please keep in mind the person talking is one person and is the person on the bridge with the girls. This is not two different people speaking. Please listen to it very, very carefully. We are also releasing video recovered from Libby's phone. This video has never before been previously released. The video shows a suspect walking on the bridge. When you see the video, watch the person's mannerisms as they walk. Watch the mannerisms as he walks. Do you recognize the mannerisms as being someone that you might know? Remember, He is walking on the former railroad bridge. Because of the deteriorated condition of the bridge, the suspect is not walking naturally due to the spacing between the ties. During the course of this investigation, we have concluded the first sketch released will become secondary as of today. The result of the new information and
Okay. So let's listen to that part again.
as of today. The result of the new information and intelligence over time.
So he says result of new information and as of today.
As of today.
Strange.
The result of the new information and intelligence over time leads us to believe the sketch, which you will see shortly,
Oh, what's up, Curly?
is the person responsible for the murders of these two. We're seeking the public's help to
Okay, let's put that on pause. So he says new information, 2019, the Ron Logan affidavit, not new. Keegan Klein information, not new. So what could the new information be in 2019 during this presser and around the time before they took this new direction? What could be new information? So, I mean, I did go online. The one thing that I did find was really somebody that I never paid any attention to. Let me share my screen real quick. Sorry, I thought you guys could see this. Okay, so notice the date. April 19th of 2019 at about 3 o'clock. And I think the presser was what, Monday, the 22nd or something like that. So I think the presser was what, on the 20th, 22nd. I think this was Friday. So it says here, man who resembles an FBI sketch of the suspected murderer of two teen girls in Indiana is slapped with 5 new molestation charges just hours before cops announce a new direction. Just hours before cops announce a new direction in their probe of the killings. So I heard the name Charles Eldridge so many times, but I was like, it's not that dude. But what if they got some information from this guy? Check this out. Charles Eldridge, 46, was handed 5 new child molestation charges by Randolph County prosecutors on Thursday. Eldridge has been in custody since January 8th after police say they caught him arranging to meet up with a 13-year-old girl for sex during a sting operation. So he was busted in a sting. So I wonder if he snitched. What if he said, well, I know who it is. I don't know his name, but I can tell you what he looks like. After his arrest, the police say they were inundated with calls from the public saying he resembled the sketch of Libby German and Abigail Williams' killer. Indiana police announced Friday that a press conference would be held to discuss a new direction in their murder probe of German and Williams. Since the 2 girls were found dead, authorities have consistently stated that they have no concrete suspects and were continuing to investigate all leads. Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter will reveal the new developments in the case at noon on Monday. So they do a sting on Thursday. The next day, they announce a presser on Monday. What do you guys think about that? Is this the new information? Did they find something in the sting? Maybe it wasn't from Eldridge himself. Maybe it was from somebody else. Like, I don't know the guy's name, but I can tell you what he looks like. He's young, you know, he looks young. Or is that too far fetched? What do you think? I think the article basically says the same thing here. Let's see. The only thing new here at the bottom, upon his arrest, Eldridge reportedly admitted to officers that he's had multiple sexual encounters with another child under the age of 13. It's understood the new charges relate to that purported confession. Wow. So maybe with providing information, maybe he got a lesser of a charge.
Identify the driver of a vehicle that was parked at the old CPS DCS welfare building. Bridge. The suspect.
Oh, sorry guys. But I think that's it. I think we're gonna hang out in the chat here for maybe another 10 minutes. I don't think I'm gonna take any calls. You know, I don't want to end up cutting anybody off. It's because I gotta call it a night here in a minute. But I do want to go through these comments here. So what do you guys think about that? This right here. I never thought he looked like the bridge guy, but I mean, that's strange. They do a sting on Thursday. On Friday, they announce they have new information and they're going in a new direction. And they have a whole new sketch. I wonder if he was able to tie or show evidence or proof, or maybe even a picture of this guy somehow in the background, tied in with some of the pedo stuff. Because, I mean, he said it wasn't his first, you know, he already was seeing somebody at the age of 13. So I'm assuming he's a lifer. Yeah, it says he was arrested in January. But Thursday, he was given 5 additional charges. So the same day they charge him with 5 additional charges, they announce they're going in a new direction with the Delphi case. Crazy. So I wonder if the charges what he should have gotten, I wonder what those are compared to the ones he actually received. So I wonder if he got a deal. I wonder if that's the new information. Never know. Child pedo ring. Remember? They say that in the Keegan Klein transcript. We uncovered the largest pedo ring in Indiana history. Boom. That's how we caught Charles Eldridge. And then that's how we went ahead and got our young guy sketch. So I wonder if the guy who was using the Anthony Shots profile is just laying low. He's kind of laying back for now. Or trying maybe a new approach. Will the real Donald please stand up? Yeah, definitely misleading. I mean, it reeks of corruption. You know, like that case with the girl at the beginning, where she had the intruder. I mean, who knows what that guy was going to do? Like, what if she just balled up and freaked out? Like, he would have been able to attack her and possibly kill her. But she comes bouncing out with two big steak knives, you know? And then this creep just backs out, gets in his truck, backs out of the driveway, backs down the street. It's so crazy. Yeah. If I don't forget, I'm going to. Well, I know what his charges are now. It's molestation. But I wonder what it could have been. Maybe the felonies are a different class. Different time, maybe. Different amount of time. Yeah. That's who Freddy Krueger sees when he goes to sleep. We need Ronda Rousey. We just need to be like, hey, Ronda, we need you to go take care of something. And then she'll just go and like snap somebody's arm or something. Switching gears. All these car references in the Keegan Klein transcript. Like, what if this guy right here was like, hey, like I got a picture of him. Like we were working on a car. I seen him in a garage. Look, I have a picture in my phone. And it's the young bridge guy. And he was like, yeah, I remember talking with him. And he was, something in regards to maybe like Libby and Abby or the Anthony shots or, and he's like, yeah, he said he did it. He looks like the young sketch. Like he could, I don't know. I wonder what the sketch artist has to say about it. I wonder if he'd be willing to be like, yeah, about it. Considering he himself, I believe, is a police officer. You made it. Yeah, I mean the family, they just hope they know. They hope law enforcement's being 100% with them. They hope that the people that they're talking to who have inside information from law enforcement, they hope that they're being fed the right information. But the truth is, law enforcement only cares about the investigation, and they're going to do what they need to do to protect. I'm assuming it's a very political game and most likely involves misleading, family at times. I wouldn't say misleading, just allowing things to just kind of play out in a certain direction without interfering. Hey, what's up, Callie? Yeah, it's all on the table. There's a lot of cards out there. Yeah, Libby's mom is getting upset. She's being very patient, but you can tell she has to put forth an effort to be patient. Hmm. What up? So yeah, I thought I would kind of introduce you to that whole incel thing. Kind of gave me Keegan Klein vibes. He seems like he could fit right in with that crowd. For sure. And then that guy, Catfish Man, basically looks like Keegan Klein, acts like him, looks like the bridge guy. Maybe this is like a fad, a style. Hey, Susan. I don't know. It's a question for a lawyer. guess if it's an active investigation, I think that changes things. It's not like you're in a court where you can request them. The whole change gears. Things was interesting to me, seemed very intentional with the language they choose, mannerisms, repeated, etc. Yeah, it's very strange. Why would they say that? Like, don't look at the face. Just look at the way the dude is like moving his hands and walking and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe dirty cop, dirty politician. Or even somebody came through and contaminated the crime scene. Maybe like during the search party, they came and just walked through and dumped a bunch of chemicals like all over everything. Nobody really even noticed. Yeah. She seems very frustrated. I like it when she speaks up. She seems very passionate about it. Still very vested in the investigation portion of it all. Oh, is that what this is? The Daily Mail? Oh yeah, the dailymail.com. Hmm. Well, I mean, it is dated the 19th. So. No, we're not going to do any call-ins. It's already been like an hour, 20 minutes. I'm getting ready to call it a day, call it a night. Yeah, lesbian, I wonder. Because, I mean, he gives me those vibes, you know? Like, I think at one point he says because he was lonely and something like that. Like, he just sounds like the same thing. Hey, humanimal. Yeah, I mean, they all suffer, but she suffers too, you know? What's up, Curly? Curly says, Sleuth, did you hear about the woman who dressed as a clown and killed her boyfriend's wife? She did it in 1990, and the cops just now arrested her for it. What? Yeah, don't go around underestimating these ladies. You know, there's been some serial killers out there. Don't go underestimating these ladies now. You saw what those girls did to that guy. Even after he maced them, then they busted him up. Private drive, yeah, for sure. Semi truck driver. To me, I'm thinking race car driver. Yeah, we're gonna call Rhonda. Like, Rhonda, what have you been up to? You want to help us out? We'll live stream that. We'll catch them while they're doing their live stream, and then we'll live stream Ronda Rousey. We'll use her as like our bait. I think we're onto something here. Sounds like some YouTube gold. Sorry. Justin S says crime scene could be contaminated, on top of it already being staged. Lack of precision in investigating the scene may have cost them this case. Yep. Kim Riley talks specifically about searchers urinating near the crime scene, cigarette butts, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's been way too long. It's just so strange. Like, we saw how quickly they caught the guy who was in that little girl's house. She came out, scared him away. Boom, they caught him. Like, what is it that's keeping this guy from being caught? It just reeks of corruption. And I don't mean corruption at the highest levels. I mean, somewhere there's some corruption going on, or manipulation, or withholding of facts, or something's being a truth is being hidden in it all that maybe even law enforcement's unaware of. Something from the very beginning. That'd be cool. Yeah, Kitty. It seems like they've been pretty active. Been busting a lot of pretty well-known people. I mean, it's been enough to where it makes like the local news, you know. It's kind of a big deal. Yep. He has a lot of racing buddies. One of them's pretty popular. Yeah, the whole car debacle. That thing was, that's a mess. The whole thing's such a mess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Someone specifically threw a wrench in the investigation at the beginning. That's why Carter was so forceful at the new sketch presser. He was really pissed and couldn't hold it in. Yeah, it's like he received new information that proved that. He's like, "Damn, somebody lied to me." I wonder if he knows who it is, or if he just knows like something's not quite right. I thought they did. Thought they got a new building, new team. I thought they were supposed to be doing all this new stuff. What's going on? I guess that's kind of around the same time the whole Anthony Shot stuff came out, so maybe that is what they're doing. Gotta try to be patient, I guess. What up? Yep. Because some of them are like an illusion. Like they're moving, but if you go to grab them, it's like, it's just dust. It's hard to know what's real. Yeah, what's up, Pootis? All right, guys. Well, I'm out of time. I want to thank you for showing up, hanging out. A little late night tip. Checking out these crazy pepper spraying, catfishing, incel terrorists. You know, you never know who's going to run up on you in a parking garage. Be ready. Later, Callie. It's always good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Radar. D. What's up, Leah? Thanks, Hudis. I think there was a couple satellite images from 2 different sources, but they weren't very good and they can't tell if it's a vehicle or not. They did make like a white object out. It's hard to tell. But anyway, you guys take care. Be safe. Pretty sure I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe the members, I don't know. Keep an eye on the community page. I'll keep you guys informed.